Hey, what's up, guys? So for this project, I've been challenging myself to create another level in game design to be able to better understand flow. One of the terms I've been learning is, about verticality as well, and that just means, obviously up and down, rather than just being from point A to B super straight. Uh, Most game designers, when they first begin, tend to think pretty linear and not much about all the ups and downs. If you guys ever played Call of Duty maps, just think about a map that's one of your favorites, and I can almost guarantee you in most cases there's a lot of places that go up and down and around and kind of interconnect and have multiple exits. Things like that make a pretty successful level. And then there's the trick to tie that into a theme where it still makes sense visually but also is fun to play than just simply looking correct. Like, you don't just want a boring laboratory in this case, right? You want a lab that has a little bit of some symmetry or some asymmetry to it that makes it fun to be able to move around in. So I've tried to incorporate a few different things into this to be able to showcase that. I created the level without, imperfections, and then I kind of moved some things haphazardly around for the theme and lore, being that the lab was studying crystals and some other things like that that came from a meteor, and then there was a big explosion in the lab. So I'm trying to now recreate some of that scene and that theme to give the feeling that, hey, whoa, something crazy has happened here. In this first section, though, of the video, I'm just going to be talking about the whiteboxing of this scene. Just creating the general layout, focusing on the flow, making sure it's got a little bit of verticality into it, that it seems entertaining enough for a player to want to come in this level and feel like it still adapts to different play styles inside it. So just kind of wanted to show a few things here. We have these three guys are meant to kind of be like cabinets, or shelves holding items here. You have some laboratory equipment here. The goal is to have it around these corners in different spots of all the equipment they've been using. Then you have your view room where you're able to see into the main section of the crystal slash meteorite that they've been studying. But then from the explosion, you can see that things have been thrown around, right? You have your entrance that's going to be right here. And then I just put in some few pots with plants in them just to give the general idea of, hey, this is where some decor is going to go. To have some symmetry here, I created these two stairwells that lead up to the like semi second story, which is where the scientists would be able to go up there and be able to have meetings, with their whiteboard and be able to talk more about like what they're trying to do. I also plan on having some more lab equipment around these areas just so it's not completely empty and to give something for the player to be able to hide behind. I'm not super good at modeling, and for the project, I didn't want to get too deep in the weeds when I wanted to be really spending time on developing the lighting and the scening with assets that I got. Since I am working on still developing my skills for an artist, for the sake more of learning about the project, I did buy some assets from Unreal Engine for about 30 bucks. I got this research lab one that I'll link in the video here for you guys to go. But then I did create this guy, which is a crystal that I can put onto different assets, and I can duplicate this what's called material instance, where I can then put it onto meshes and be able to change the colors on it. So just to kind of give an idea of what that looks like, I'll just drag it onto here, and you can see that it makes it translucent and very pretty, right? So I had a lot of fun creating this guy here. And so my goal is then to put crystals into different parts of the room, some big, some small, different colors, kind of leading to telling the story of how and why things were broken. In some instances, some of the lighting will be kind of like hanging on the ground, broken. Some areas will be a little bit more dark. Usually I have point lights here to just give a little bit more lighting to the ceiling that's covering it. But I want to show real quick just kind of the general gameplay that comes with the whiteboxing here. There will be some bots that are in the level to already kind of give the feel of what's going on. but you have them all spawning in separate corners here. We'll hit shift to just kind of bounce away. And then you have a drop down. They're able to go down right here. I'm thinking about adding teleports into the doors just to add a little bit more to the level itself. Maybe, you know, a rift, for example, was created. Ooh. Maybe like some of the chairs will be turned on its side. The table will be on its side as well to give a little bit more cover. So yeah, so the symmetry is kind of in this top part where it comes together on both sides, but then the asymmetry of it that it's only on this side and not the other side of the level. And then also this part right here is different, obviously, than the other side because this acts more like an entrance to it. And then you get to the other side of, oh, hey, okay, this is the lab section, so to speak. So this is my level, and I'll continue developing that.